Ladies and gentlemen, CNN House adjourns for a second day without deciding on a speaker, with McCarthy's bid in peril. So, his bid is in peril, ladies and gentlemen. 7th time. So this evening was basically the 7th loss. So he has 6 losses in a row. He's given up this evening. They were going to vote for a 7th time. And he just gave up, and he said, you know what? He didn't have the votes. So tonight, this evening, they were going to vote for a 7th time. He didn't have the votes. So they're going to begin, of course, tomorrow and do it all over again, I believe, for number 7. So tonight was either the 7th or 6th loss in a row. We'll just go with 7, since technically they tried. They didn't get the vote in, but it was the 7th time they've met. So if you're keeping score at home, it's 6 straight losses, 7 meetings. Tomorrow will almost certainly be the 7th straight loss in the morning. And hit subscribe to this channel every day on this channel. At 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. I'll have videos. And at 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. I'll have videos on H.A. Goodman's other channel. To my new Patreons, thank you. To my new viewers, thank you. I've had 1,100 subs in the past 3 days or so. People really enjoy my coverage on this, and I thank you so very, very much. Become a member. To my super thanks, thank you so much. And oh, by the way, I should have a live stream to my super thanks. I should have a live stream later this evening, probably around 10:30 or so. I should. If not a live stream, then another upload. But be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. And if you want to go to my website, hagoodman.com, you can become part of a newsletter and read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, and other publications. But hit subscribe. We're almost at 102,000 subs. House adjourns for second day without a speaker. PBS. CNN. House adjourns for a second day without McCarthy. CNBC. House adjourns without speaker after Kevin McCarthy loses 6th straight vote. And tonight, he just gave up. He didn't want to roll the dice tonight. He's losing. There's attrition. He is losing support. He's not gaining support. I believe the 4th, 5th, and 6th, he's losing support. So, if he gives up officially, what will take place is Steve Scalise is in the driver's seat at this moment. Byron Donalds could very well also become the next Speaker of the House. Right now, Kevin McCarthy has the most support. But that's only because he came in with the most support. He's losing support right now. Byron Donalds, if he gains more than 20 Republicans tomorrow, we got 20 today, Chip Roy nominated him. There's potential if this chaos, which is very good, by the way, for the country and the Republican Party, continues, that Trump, and I explained that, Trump could possibly be recruited to unite everybody. And then he can just have a de facto speaker, running the show. But there's already going to be a de facto speaker, even if McCarthy is officially declared Speaker of the House. So this could go on into the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It could go on into next week, and there's a possibility it could go on into the next month. What the Never McCarthy people must do is they must find a viable alternative that Never McCarthy people and pro-McCarthy people will vote for. Byron Donalds is one person. Jim Jordan was one person. Trump is another person. Steve Scalise is also one person. So you could have a situation where Steve Scalise eventually is nominated because you could have a situation where Steve Scalise is recruited. So there could be, like today there was Byron Donalds. There could be a situation where people are nominated and he is second in line in terms of top leadership positions. So there was a Hill article today. Where is that? There was a Hill article where Steve Scalise is one of the possibilities to Kevin McCarthy. GOP dilemma. If not McCarthy, then who? Steve Scalise. Steve Scalise, Byron Donalds among GOP names floated as McCarthy alternative. So you have a situation, 3 scenarios for how McCarthy speakership fight could end. McCarthy drops out and Scalise becomes speaker. So that's one scenario, ladies and gentlemen. McCarthy drops out and Steve Scalise becomes speaker. Verbatim in the Hill. McCarthy drops out and Scalise becomes speaker. Is one scenario. Speculation that this could all end with the number 2 House Republican, Steve Scalise, as Speaker of the House, has picked up in the last 24 hours. Some people say, like, out of 200 comments, there's one comment that I don't like. The possibility of something taking place. I'm on sobbing. And it's like, people enjoy, thank goodness, my energy and enthusiasm and analysis and understanding of what could happen, what might happen. This is a situation in flux. This is a situation where everything is up in the air, okay? We don't know what could take place. It's constantly changing. So there's no need to unsub every segment, because if you read the entire segment, it's accurate, it's honest, and it's wonderful. I gained 1,000+ subs because I'm giving some good analysis on this. Now, most of humanity doesn't care, but the people who do care about this, there's a lot of people who do care about this, and it is fantastic because McCarthy drops out and Scalise becomes speaker. The Hill. Scalise is seen as one of the most obvious potential alternatives, even as Representative Jim Jordan has the support of McCarthy detractors, and also Byron Donalds has the support of McCarthy detractors. Scalise is one person we already know, since he's number 2 House Republican. Since he's the number 2 House Republican, he can already get the people supporting McCarthy. The longer this goes, the greater the chance that it's somebody other than McCarthy. Now, the odds-on favorite is still Kevin McCarthy. Again, I'm not predicting anything. I'm not saying that this will happen. I'm literally telling everyone, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I want to address every single possibility, because it's informative and amusing and enjoyable. So, at least for me and for the people watching. So hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day. I mean, it's right here verbatim. One possibility is McCarthy drops out and Scalise becomes speaker. You have a situation, it's verbatim right in the Hill. This is an article from today, 12:02 p.m. 3 scenarios for how McCarthy speakership fight could end. Now, the other 2 scenarios, McCarthy wears down his opponents and Democrats to win. So Democrats are not going to help. See, here's the funny thing. Democrats could have helped McCarthy. Matt Gaetz and AOC, moderate Republicans work with Democrats to elect an alternative, but Democrats aren't going to work at all. So the funny thing is, it would be better for Democrats if they sided with McCarthy, but they don't want to do anything with any Republican, which is actually better for the Freedom Caucus and for Andy Biggs and Matt Gaetz and everybody else. It's actually better, okay? So they don't realize that what Matt Gaetz and Andy Biggs and Chip Roy, what everybody and Byron Donalds and others, what the people who, well, what Byron Donalds, the first 2 votes were for McCarthy, and then he was nominated. But see, what people don't understand is it's McCarthy who needs to compromise. It's not the progressives in Congress could never do this. They could never say, I'm not voting for Pelosi unless she at least gives a floor vote for Medicare for all. That would never happen in a million years. Not only do Trump Republicans demand impeachment immediately, they demand the Republican Party address issues like what's taking place right now in the southern geographic region of our country. All of these terrible things under Democratic rule. Everything that AOC cared about, for example, when she was looking at a chain-link fence and didn't know what she was looking at is worse. All these problems are worse now. People are losing their lives every day. Every single day. It is worse. The economy is worse. Foreign policy is a catastrophe. So inflation is through the roof. And we're going into a recession. So they want to address those things. They want to make sure that they address those things in the manner that Donald Trump would address those things. Okay? We didn't have these problems with Trump. There's a reason for that. Okay? We had one-party rule. Democrats in the House, the Senate, and the executive. And mashed potato brains has tanked the economy and foreign policy. There wasn't an invasion under Trump. Okay, we see how things have turned out. And when you say, well, it's not his fault, it's like, well, no. Trump would have negotiated to prevent the hostilities, or to at least try to prevent the human rights, tragedy. Democrats, no such thing, okay? It's just they think the same way all the time, even for Speaker. And there is no far left. So the progressives wish they had the ability or courage. Could you imagine Bernie Sanders doing to Pelosi? Which, by the way, Bernie Sanders has, in some ways, more in common with the Trump Republicans than he does with Pelosi, especially in terms of foreign policy, and maybe even the results, the end game in terms of economic policy. Give me your thoughts below, because we had record low poverty with Trump in 2019. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Steve Scalise could very well be the next name that rises up. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.